Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove Franklin Collection Service from their credit report. And this is actually in many cases without paying the debt at all. So if that's you or, someone you know, then I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. Now, I want to start by saying that this doesn't mean that you shouldn't take action. For example, if you know or you believe that Franklin Collection Service or, for that matter, any of the other accounts on your credit report are the result of identity theft or have a wrong balance after you've already paid or, any major issues that are seriously affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And in those cases, we work with a network of local attorneys that will work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. Now, if no issues like that exist and you really just want to get the accounts removed from your credit report, well, we can certainly help with that too. So I encourage you to give us a call today. Our number will be in the description below. And what I want to do in this video is I want to go through and talk about the most important questions that we get about this company. And the first question here I think is really important, and that is, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with Franklin Collection Service? I put this one at the top of the list because, we get a lot of callers that are terrified that this could happen. And I feel bad for them because it makes sense. Few people are actually taught how credit and debt work in school. I mean, myself included, I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. Unfortunately, the answer is unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get any jail time. So there's no need to worry about that. And I will say too that the amount of the debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $1,000 or $1 million. It doesn't matter. You will not be arrested or get jail time for the amount of the debt. So let me answer this. Who is Franklin Collection Service and why are they on your credit report? Which is probably what brought you to this video, right? So they're referred to as a debt collector or a credit collection agency. And what they do is they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, often for very cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount, right? So an example would be, let's say that you have an unpaid card with Capital One, all right? And it's like $1,000. Franklin Collection Service could, in theory, come along and buy that debt, but maybe just for $100. Now, they don't try to collect that amount. They try to collect the full $1,000 from you, which gives them a 10x return on their investment, right? So, I mean, look, these companies can make a lot of money. And how they do that is, one of the main ways is damaging your credit report by your credit score by reporting it to the debt to the credit report, right? This is a primary strategy, and it's meant to scare you into paying. However, what many people don't know is that paying a debt on your credit report does not remove the account attached to it. So that account will actually sit there for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time, whether it's paid or not. So actually, a lot of times, paying isn't in your best interest and really could just be a waste of money. In rare cases, paying debts can even hurt your score further. Now, in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters. They will call a lot. Even they may call your family members or colleagues, coworkers, things like that. And I want to stress that if a collector has ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you may be owed a lawsuit. So that's another case that you want to, give us a call so that we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Next question I have here is, Should you negotiate a settlement with Franklin Collection Service? Well, settling your debt with Franklin Collection Service, I always say, depends on your goal. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't the best option. And it's just what I talked about before. Even if you pay that collection, it will still remain on your credit report for 7 years. And that whole duration of time, that whole 7 years, it's going to continue to damage your score. Instead, we always recommend that you work with an expert like us to review these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts may be removed, which is a win-win, right? You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score, and the negative account gets removed from your report. So it's honestly quite perfect. Which is the next question. How do you remove Franklin Collection Service from your credit report? So the thing to remember is that the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Now, I will say that the information, and knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but just be prepared. You may spend weeks, maybe months, really understanding and learning how to do it properly. However, the other option is that you can hire a professional to handle it for you, which is a great option because you can ensure that it'll be done properly the first time, and you can save yourself all that extra hassle of learning how to do it yourself. And we're happy to take care of it. We've dealt with Franklin Collection Service, their accounts, many times, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them, and we'd be happy to take care of it for you as well if you prefer. How can you get Franklin Collection Service to stop calling you? Yeah, as I mentioned before, Franklin Collection Service will be calling you. It's their attempt to collect the debt they've purchased, which ultimately means the only reason that they'll stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them, or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will Franklin Collection Service try suing or garnishing my wages? Another kind of scary thought and question that we get pretty frequently. And the answer is Franklin Collection Service suing is unlikely. It can and does happen, don't get me wrong, but honestly, in our experience, it's pretty rare. And the reason is that there's a lot of laws around how long they can sue for, what they can do if they win, and it's a long process for them. However, if we're able to dig in and find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect at all, which is, another benefit of using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with Franklin Collection Service? So you have the right to dispute any of your debt that Franklin Collection Service has purchased. Okay, they're governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. And as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. Now, these acts can seem a little complicated when you first dig into them, but they really provide a great deal of power to the consumer if you know how to use them properly. But, if you don't have time to research these acts, that's not a problem. That's what we're here for. So you can give us a call today. We can discuss your options. Again, you'll find our number in the description area below. And that's all I have for today. So I hope this helped out and look forward to talking to you soon.